Hello and welcome everyone to round number 9 here at Zenith Online Racing for the second tier here on the Thursday evening for the Netherlands Grand Prix, coming to you from Zandvoort, the circuit on the beach here in the Netherlands. In the commentary booth here tonight to take you through this hopefully amazing Grand Prix of all 36 laps. It's going to be myself, QVR Packer, and alongside me, as per usual in the commentary box, it's going to be Camden Luca. How's it going, Camden?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I'm trying not to say I'm excited for this one just because I say it literally every time I commentate. So yeah, actually I am very, very excited for this one because we do have quite a grid that has been, well, rightfully shaken up before the Tier 1 race on Monday night. On Monday night, basically. So the roster... Some roster changes, it looks like, for now. It looked like, I believe, Vapor Hayden, Scavney, and Sam M. all moved up to the pinnacle tier, the highest tier here at Zenith Online Racing. So their spots, Sam M., he was replaced in the Red Bull by Terminal Deity. I believe in the Racing Point private jet, took that second Racing Point seat. Scavney came from McLaren, so he was replaced by Humble Hippo, who we saw had a pretty decent performance in Russia as a reserve, if I am remembering correctly. And then Vapor Hayden, obviously, was a Tier 2 reserve and was a pretty decent one at that. So they all have been moved up to Tier 1. And now we have a little bit of a championship fight on our hands. It was Scavney leading the way. I think Sam M was in second place, but now it's Zag on an even 100 points, followed by Barkskull and 75. So a race win separating the two drivers. How is that going to play out here tonight? Because we do have Zag, and I'm not exactly sure, but it should have Barkskull here tonight. Yes, we do.
And it does look like we are readying up, so we're about to get set. And yeah, as you mentioned, this tier is completely different from the one it was last week. We had a lot of our guys who were at the front of the standings move up to Tier 1, so this really opens the championship door wide open.
Yeah, most definitely, especially to a very technical track like I guess technical if you want to really use that as a track like Zandvoort. You have to be quick through the corners, but it's not many overtaking spots here, so you have to be absolutely perfect if you want to try and keep in front, or if you want to make a move on a driver around here. 14 corners here at the circuit of Zandvoort. In the first sector, I do believe we have 7, and then through the middle sector, we go down towards that chicane, so 1, 2, 3, 3-ish, 3 corners, I want to say, and in the final sector, 11, 12, 13, and 14. The final 2 corners being banked is quite the spectacle here, especially in the commentary booth, so can't wait to get into this one. As I mentioned previously, we have 36 laps here. And the first Grand Prix at the circuit Zandvoort was in 1952, so it's been quite a while since then. I think almost 70 years. I think next year, if we have a Dutch Grand Prix, will be the 70th anniversary, so that would be pretty cool. Just loading into qualifying now. 15 drivers on the grid, it looks like, here tonight, and it seems to be sunny for the time being.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the weather is like. We still have Bobby here in Tier 2, and he's usually our weather guy. He usually gives us an update as to what the weather is in the chat. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing who goes out first. Scavney traditionally always went out first for qualifying in Tier 2, so we'll see who goes out first today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what these drivers decide to do. You can already see on the left side of your screen, already 5 drivers selecting the medium compounded tires, those drivers being the 2 Ferrari boys in GP and Zag, as well as Monkey Mafia in the Alpha Tower, who's known for doing the alternate strategy here in Tier 2, been perfecting it in the last 2 races. So Loco on the mediums, as well as Denmark on the mediums as well. And it looks like we are going to have an Alpha Tower, the first driver out. It's not going to be Denmark, but it's going to be his Alpha Tower teammate in Monkey Mafia, who's been putting on quite a show here in Tier 2 recently. Right now, I believe he is tied for 3rd in the standings, as he pointed out earlier before we started the stream. 44 points tied with Bobby Tava for that 3rd position, so a pretty decent season for the Alpha Tauri driver. Putting in the comments his classic monkey faces in the comments there. Jake in the chat asking how I'm doing. I'm doing very, very well. Killer Blue 195 and Bobby as well saying dry to wet race, so it's going to be wet at the end. So it's going to be interesting to see what these drivers do on strategy. Are they going to start on hards? Are they going to start on mediums, depending on when the rain comes? And are they going to go on softs to initiate that aggressive strategy?
Yeah, weather definitely going to be a factor here today, but going back to Monkey Mafia, he has had a very good week. If you take a look at the race before this one, Monkey Mafia was 8th in points, and just in 1 week he's gone up from 8th to tied for 3rd with Bobby. So part of that too was Monkey Mafia having a great race last week, so he's definitely been on a roll, and I've looked at his results. He's been pretty consistent this season as well, so he could be a factor here for the rest of the season, and it does look like he is beginning his lap.
Yeah, hopefully that consistency can continue for the AlphaTauri full-time driver. Now breaking into turn 1 just past that 50-meter board, trying to keep as much momentum as possible through the hairpin apex of turn 1, and now up the hill, now through the right-hander of turn 2, dipping back down in the very difficult braking zone of turn 3, trying to run out wide and bring it back to the late apex of turn 3 there, and bring it all the way through these S's of the first sector, 4, 5, 6, and now dipping into the right-hander of 7, a little bit of a lift, down 2 gears for the AlphaTauri driver, back up the hill once again across the first sector, split. It's purple because he's the first driver across that split. 30.8 for him on the medium tires, so looking pretty all right so far. Through 5 and now, or through 9, and now through 10. Track map a little bit small with the quarter numbers there, so my vision isn't too great. But across the middle sector split, I do believe he just passed there. Yeah, you can't really see it with the green flags and the yellow flags there. But now into the final chicane, 11 and 12. They're trying to get the best exit possible, because now you're going to be heading towards turn 13, down 1 gear, down 2 gears. You don't want to really be on the curb. You want to try and get the best run possible, and through the banked final corner here at Zandvoort, turn 14. Now onto the pit straight, opening up the DRS. You can see he's derating just a little bit, but the AlphaTauri driver, first driver, does that a lap time. It's going to be a 111.1. Let's see what a teammate can do in Denmark. He goes on provisional pole on the medians of 110.9, and Mr. Raban 110.3. Already looking pretty decent there for the Red Bull.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting to see how many people have put laps on the medium tires. Terminal Dady just put a lap on the softs, a 111.164. Private Jet 112.719. So Mr. Baban on top of the chart right now. He's on softs, and he put up a 110.3.
Yeah, already looking pretty decent there for Mr. Raban. Obviously the fastest driver out of the soft runners, but you can see Denmark, Zag, and Monkey Mafia all in the mediums. They're all in front of the rest of the soft runners, so doing pretty decent there. Mercedes, I believe, just crossed the line. That was Hightower, I think, to set his first lap time of a 112.466 on those medium tires. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what these drivers are going to do on strategy. Obviously, Mr. Raban, unless he can put a faster lap time, well then faster than his soft lap time on the mediums, you know, is going to be, well, on the soft tires to start his race. RC just about to cross the line in 113.1. That is not representative, I do not think, for him. One of the AlphaTauri that must have been, I think that's going to be Monkey Mafia just coming into the pits as well. Going to be followed by a Red Bull. That's Mr. Raban, who has invalidated, and then the McLaren in his full-time debut here at ZOR Tier 2. Humble Hippo goes up to the front row, and only 0.04 of a second behind Mr. Raban. So having a pretty strong debut, obviously, on the soft compound tires, but you can't really argue for much more.
Yeah, Humble Hippo, he's had a few starts as a reserve. He's done pretty well for only having a few starts. He's 9th in points right now, and with the pace that he's showing right now, he could go up the standings even further. So Humble Hippo making his McLaren debut could be filling in for Scavney pretty nicely.
But you can never compete with the consistency that Scavney had in his Tier 2 career here in Season 5. I think that's Hightower just crossing the line, improved by half a second, goes a little bit deep at turn 1 there. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. Has to go off into the runoff there, does Hightower. In the Mercedes on his medium tires. I think that's the McLaren just about to cross the line. That's RC, who's on another lap, unless he's going to be coming into the pit lane. No, he's going to be completing this lap, so hopefully he didn't make a mistake on this one. Yeah, you can already see 1.7 seconds gain. He's going to be going up into P9. But interestingly enough, on those soft compound tires, right now the runners on the soft tires who have set a lap. Let's just get to the best for these guys. Mr. Vaughn, Humble Hippo, and Bobby Taba, who we missed his improvement. All the top 3 on the grid and all on the soft compound tires. Denmark, Zag, and Monkey Mafia keeping their positions 1, 2, 3 in that medium formation. Terminal Dady on stuffs, GP Colin on mediums, and then it's going to be GP. Did I already say GP? No, yes I did. RC on softs of P9, Hot Tower on the mediums, and then Fountain Maker, Private Jet, Barks Goat, Purple Score, and Soy Loco. The final 3 yet set lap times, but the other 2 have set lap times on soft compound tires. So hopefully they can improve. I think it's either going to be a medium or hard strategy to start on here, if that rain is going to come, or is it going to favor the soft runners? Just because you never really know, especially with Codemasters games, when that rain is going to come.
And we have seen some pretty crazy races in Tier 2 when it comes to weather, but one thing I got to look at with this track is turn 13, because I think that's the most crucial corner of the track, especially in qualifying, because with this track you don't really have to worry about invalidating, you just have to worry about certain corners of the track. Turn 13, very unique, you have that banking, and it leads onto the front straight, and that could be a great overtaking opportunity for the race.
Yeah, most definitely there. If you get a bad run off of that penultimate corner there in the final sector, you're going to have a terrible exit onto the final straight. I had a little bit of experience with that, got a little bit of a bad run, and especially with DRS being very, very powerful here. Well, there are 2 DRS zones, which are normally mandatory, or normally, what's the word for it? Soiloco goes fastest there, 1:10.3. Yeah, good lot there from Soiloco to put himself on provisional pole position. What's the word for it? I can't really think of it now, but it's normal, I guess, is the word for it, to have 2 DRS zones on a track. So Zandvoort, DRS zone on the exit of turn 14 to go on to the pit straight, and then in between what is that, turn 10 and turn 11 there, a little DRS on there. The 2 straights that DRS you can't activate it on, very, very short. Purple Squirrel goes up to the top of the leaderboard, though, 110.1. That's a great lot there from Purple Squirrel. Has been struggling in Tier 2 this season, and I do not believe... let me find his name, actually, real quick. Purple Squirrel, yet to score points this season, and has only on 13 points, and it being, the word for it is carried by Wolfsburg with those 13 points. So yeah, Purple Squirrel finally pulling his weight as Mr. Raban into the 9s. 109.999, barely into the 9s, but you can't really get any more 9s than that lap time there. One of the runners, I think that must have been Bobby, to either start a lap or finish on one, but now the top 5 are all on soft compound tires. But let's see what Barkschool can do. Bobby Tabb, his teammate. Barkschool actually going to be coming into the pits, so must have made a mistake on his lap. One of the Ferraris, that must be Zeig, just crossing the line. I think that might have been to finish lap, but was down, so he's not going to improve on that one. One of the McLarens, is that going to be Humble Hippo? Yeah, that's Humble Hippo just starting a lap. One of the Alpha Towers as well, coming out of turn 12 there, but he hasn't validated. That is Denmark on a fresh set of soft compound tires, so that's a little bit unfortunate for himself. But let's see what these drivers are going to do. Mr. Brabant, Purple Skull right now in the front row.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how many people get in the 109s. As we see with Mr. Baban, I mean, he got in the 109s by just the slightest amount. And going back to Purple Squirrel, here's the thing. I think he has pace. He just hasn't been getting the results. You saw with Mr. Baban earlier in the season, he had pace, just couldn't get in the points. That could be the same with Purple Squirrel.
Yeah, most definitely. I know he's been a little bit lucky just getting caught up in incidents, especially down in the midfield there, or in the midfield in Tier 2. It can be quite dangerous, especially midfields really in any league racing tier can be a little bit dangerous, just trying to fight and scrap for any position, any amount of time that you can find. Right now, I do believe Zeig is on the soft compound tires, just about to cross the line, and is going to go onto a 110 flat, improves by exactly 1 second, and going to put himself and replace Purple Squirrel on that front row of the grid. So these front runners already heading on to the soft compound tires to try and find themselves further up the grid. As we mentioned a little bit earlier on, very, very difficult to overtake here in the Netherlands. So you want to be up towards the front of the grid, but especially with the rain, strategy is going to be very, very important. I think GP Collin just improved. He went up in P10, and RC right now is on Portman's pole position, just coming into the pit lane. Hightower is on a lap out on track. Fountain Maker is on a lap. Just trying to find someone else. I think those are the only 2. Ooh, Humble Hippo into the wall, and he's out.
Oh.
Out of turn 3, the McLaren driver puts it into the Armco and loses his front left wheel there. I think Fountain Maker just crossed the line to finish the lap. He improved by 2.5 tenths, but stays in P13. Racing Point across the line, that must have been Private Jet, who's getting out of the way, so he's going to be going for another flying lap. RC just about to start one. Mercedes, I think, just about to start one. That's going to be Soy Loco on an out lap. One of the Renaults, I think it's going to be Barkschool to start a lap. I must have made a mistake because he was on an out lap, and now is going slow and has his ERS turned down. Is that going to be Soy Loco to cross the line? No, it's going to be Hightower, actually. I think he just finished and improved by 4 tenths of a second. So right now, Mr. Raban, Zeig, Purple Squirrel, Soy Loco, Humble Hippo, who has unfortunately retired from the session, Bobby, top 6, and now GP Collin, top 7, all on soft compound tires.
Yeah, it's so fascinating on how many people put on the mediums before, but if you take a look at it now, everybody has fitted the softs. So qualifying definitely Very different from start to end here as we are closing out qualifying. And yeah, going back to Humble Hippo, turn 3 is also another tricky corner. There's a lot of areas on this track where you have some banking, and it looked like he just maybe was a little heavy with the throttle and went around as Monkey Mafia ahead of Mr. Baban on pole.
Yeah, that's a great lap there from Monkey Mafia. Not known as the greatest of qualifiers here in ZOR Tier 2, but puts himself onto provisional pole position. Fountain Maker just improved by a little bit of time and finds himself into P13. I think that's going to be RC to cross the line. Improves by 1.2 seconds, puts himself P5 and now P6 because Soy Loco goes up to the top of the field and goes up by a massive margin, 0.6 of a second, just over or just under, I think, 0.6 of a second there. What a lap from Soy Loco. There's not much more you could have asked for a hot lap in qualifying, especially here in the Netherlands. He goes up to the top of the pile, but right now Monkey Mafia, I think it's going to be a fight for that second place on the grid. Trying to look for another driver. I think Bobby Tabb is going to be on the lap, just coming through the first sector. One of the Alpha Towers trying to get out of the way of a Ferrari in the middle sector. Now, for Bobby, just coming through turn 7, and now through turn 8, a little bit wide, it looked like, at the apex there at turn 8, and now into turn 9, all over the curb, as Soy Loco trying to get out of the way, as well as RC off into the gravel, onto the right side, touching, just nicking the curb on the inside of turn 10 there. Looked like a pretty decent line there for Bobby. Let's see what the middle sector is going to be. 48.7. He's up by 1/10.5. So right now, this is good enough for an improvement, but not an improvement in positions to find himself in front of Humble Hippo, and makes a mistake on the exit of turn 12. That's not what he would have wanted from that traction, from the exit, because you're all going to be carrying momentum all the way through turn 12, turn 13, now through turn 14. The DRS is open for the Renault driver. Across the line, 110.1. He found so much time in that final sector, but with that mistake, he could have found even more. His teammate Barks goes up into P9, so right now, not helping himself in the championship hunt. But Bobby Tava finds himself up into P5. A pretty decent improvement there for Bobby, especially since he made that mistake. I think he's going for another lap right now. We can ride aboard with the Renault driver. I think that was a Ferrari just about to cross the line. That is going to be Zag just starting his flying lap. 4 minutes left in the qualifying session. Let's see what Bobby can do on his first sector in a row. He's down by 100ths of a second, so not improving, it seems, so far, but still very, very close. I think Terminal Deity is on a lap. He's just coming to the end of his lap, but has backed off and turned the ERS down and has invalidated, so that's not what he would have wanted from his qualifying lap. He does have enough time to get back into the pits and do another lap, and the Red Bull driver will do that. So let's get back on board with Bobby Tab. Let's see what he can do. He was up. Oh, I think he's backed off. Yeah, down by a second in that middle sector. So he has definitely backed off of his lap. So let's get back on board with Barsko. Ken, have you been riding on board with Ooh, made the same mistake as his teammate as well. That's not what he would have wanted.
Absolutely. So it's interesting because obviously Soy Loco is very far ahead of everybody else. But if you look from about 2nd to 9th, separated by just 0.4 of a second. So Soy Loco kind of in his own field right now, but everybody else is so much closer. And I think that's going to be something to look at with how much this grid has changed just in the last few days, is that the competition is going to be even closer than what it was.
Yeah, Zag just crossing the line, only found 0.03 of a second, even though he was purple in the middle sector. It looked like it was going to be a pretty decent lap for Zag, but must have made a mistake on his lap, or just has reached the peak of his pace there. Racing Point just crossed the line. I think that's going to be Private Jet, just about to start a flying lap. Monkey Mafia, no, it's going to be Denmark. I think it's just about to cross the line to finish the lap, but has derated, and now it's going to be up in a P8. Humble Hippo slowly making his way down the order after his crash at turn 3 just a few minutes ago. GP Collins starting a flying lap as well. I think his teammate's going to be the first one, or the furthest one out on track, but not on a lap right now. One of the Red Bulls, I think that's Mr. Baban, just in behind, looking to start one. Hightower just in behind, so he's going to be the next driver on a hot lap. Through the first sector, he's up by half a second right now, so that would put him into the 10.7s. Right now, that would be enough for a 1 position improvement. Ooh, gets out of the grass there on the entry of turn 10. That's not what you want. You can see the sliding that he had, just went so wide there at turn 10. Tried to get a better exit, but it's not going to be gaining him any time. Actually, he does set a personal best middle sector, so I'm not exactly sure how Hightower did that, but yeah, he did it. So now let's see if he can find any time in the middle sector. Right now, I would put him in front of GP Colin if he can find a few hundredths of a second and put himself into P11. That's exactly where you could want to be in a weather-affected race like this at the end of, especially with those conditions. Finds enough time and puts himself onto P11 for the time being, but now Private Jet, he was invalid with 12.9 for the Racing Point driver. I think that's going to be RC just about to cross the line, and then one of the Alpha Towers. Is that going to be Monkey Mafia? No, it's going to be Denmark. And now one of the Ferraris. Yeah, that was GP Colin. Front row of the grid.
Oh, man, I don't want to repeat myself, but this grid has gotten closer. If you take a look at 2nd through 8th, it's separated by less than 3/10. It's unbelievable how close the times are right now, and especially 3rd through 5th. I mean, that's separated by just 1/100th of a second. So everybody's going out. It looks like most people are out on track for their final lap. It should be interesting on if anybody can take down Soy Loco.
One of the drivers is not going to be taking down Soy Loco, especially on list lap right now. Mr. Bond, who has backed off his lap. He's going to be looking to go for another one, just trying to find a little bit of clean air. RC on a lap right now. He's just coming into the final sector. Let's see how much he's up. He's up by 200ths of a second. Purple Jet. Oh, that's contact. RC off into the wall, or almost into the wall. Private Jet gets damaged. RC gets damaged. So that's both of their qualifyings over there in the middle sector. Just contact between those two drivers. RC wasn't up by much, so I'm not sure if he can beat Matt unless he had a ton of time in that middle sector. One of the Alpha Towers just about to cross the line. I think that's going to be Monkey Mafia to start his final flying lap. Was on provisional pole position. The mediums was on provisional pole position for a little bit as well on the soft compound tires as RC comes into the pit lane. One of the Renos, is that going to be Barksville? No, that's going to be Bobby just starting a lap. Now it's going to be one of the Racing Points. Is that going to be a Ferrari? Yeah, it's going to be GP Collins. So now let's get back on board with his teammate who's on an out lap right now trying to get to the line, but he's not going to get to the line. Zach's not going to get to the line. He is finished.
Oh.
GP Collins is finished. RC Denmark all finished. Hightower as well as Fountain Maker and Private Jet. They're all done with qualifying here tonight. Barkskull through the middle sector, through the final sector now, is up by 2/10 of a second. Right now, this could put himself into the top 10, possibly into the top 8 there. Let's see what Barkskull can do through the final 2 corners, and now through the final quarter of turn 14, exiting the banking and down the hill, that tiny hill, and onto the pit straight. Finds a little bit of time, puts himself into P8. So as we predicted there, Mr. Raban was down on his time. He's not going to be improving. He doesn't improve. He found a little bit of time in the final sector, but not enough to find himself up a position. Purple Score was on provisional pole position for a little bit, but hasn't validated and will come into the pit line. I think that's going to be Monkey Mafia. Is he up? He was up, but he hasn't validated in the final sector. That's not what he would have wanted from his lap. Bobby is going to be the last challenger here for possible pole position here. He needs to find around 8/10 of a second. I don't think he's going to find that, but he puts himself on the front row. Yes, he can. Bobby out of the front row. 109.841. What a lot there from Bobby. And he's going to be starting on from the front row of the grid. I believe that's going to be his front row. His first front row of the season, if not mistaken. But Soy Loco absolutely knocked it out of the park, all barely into the 109.3s, but it's a 109.3 nonetheless. He's on provisional pole position for this race. As you can already see, it's starting to overcast here in the Netherlands, but it doesn't affect this qualifying session here. Possibly a little bit of few faster times because you're not going to be affected by that overheating. But yeah, Soy Loco Bobby front row. I think that's the first time we've seen that. From Soy Loco and Bobby, but it's going to be a Canadian front row here in Zandvoort.
Absolutely. I did see Monkey Mafia invalidate in turn 13. He was up by 1/10. So that could be the difference between starting in 4th or possibly 3rd or 2nd. So it just shows how difficult this track really is.
Yeah, most definitely. It's going to be the 2 Canadians, Soy Loco Bobby on the front row, followed by the 2 Americans, the GP Colin and Monkey Mafia. GP and Monkey Mafia not known to be too great in qualifying, but there they are on the second row of the grid. Mr. Brabant, Zag, Purple Squirrel, Bark Skull, RC, and Denmark will be at the top 10. Humpo Hippo, Hightower, Terminal Deity, Fountain Maker, and Private Jet will be the rest of the order. Those last 5 drivers, Humpo Hippo down, will all have a free choice of tires. But as we look at the championship battles, right now, Zag, who didn't make it to the line on time to start his final flying run, 6th, and Barkskull, or no, it wasn't Barkskull. Where was Barkskull? Barkskull was 8th. So they're still relatively close on the grid there.
Absolutely. And the thing with the standings, too, is that Zag is at 100 and Barkskull is at 75. So Zag, he's got some room if there's an error, but Barkskull is still right there with him. But it does look like we are loading. So we all know what time it is, Packer. And you jump up and down, you get the balloons out, get the confetti, because it is predictions time.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Prediction time. Well, it's going to be a very, very difficult race to predict, obviously. All the top 10 are going to be on softs because it's going to be mandatory. I'd have expected some drivers on mediums. I think some of them could have snuck into the top 10 on a set of medium tires, but none of them decided to do that. Puff saying in the chat, GP on the podium. That his prediction right now. He's saying that we need to see it. Are we going to get some singing from Camden if we get a GP podium?
Singing, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be an interesting set of circumstances, but I don't know. I think we're going to have you do something as well.
No, okay, never mind. Then we aren't going to be doing that. But yeah, anyway. It's going to be a very, very difficult race to predict, especially with the rain at the end strategy could come into play. The runners on the alternate strategy, if they decide to go on hards, try to get to that rain period, that could be really helpful to them. So I'd expect the 5 drivers outside of the top 10 to go onto a set of hards, depending when the race comes. But yeah, let's load in and we can see what tires those drivers have selected. Scavney in the chat saying Bobby needs a podium, and Scavney also predicting Zag Bobby GP for the podium there, so also making Puff happy there in the chat. Let's get the tires up. Hard tires for Humble Hippo and Hightower. Terminal Data on the softs. Fountain Maker, Private Jet are going to be both on the mediums, and obviously top 10 are all going to be on the soft compound tires. But so local Bobby GP, Monkey Mafia, Mr. Raban, Zag, Purple Squirrel, Bark School, RC, Denmark are going to be the top 10. So it's going to be interesting to see what Soy Loco can do. I do think he doesn't have a podium this season, I don't believe, but has showed some pretty decent pace there in the Mercedes, just not able to capitalize it on the races. Let's see what he can do here in Zandvoort.
Is that Soy Loco you're talking about?
Yeah.
So I think he did get a podium last week.
Did he?
Oh, in Bahrain.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he did. He was very quick last week, actually, which will lead me into my predictions. I'm going to take Soy Loco for the win. He's been very close on several occasions the last couple of seasons, and I think this is his best opportunity to get a win. So after that qualifying pace, I got to put him P1. I'm going to go Monkey Mafia P2. I don't think he's gotten a podium this season yet, but I think he's definitely going to get one very soon, if not possibly today. So Monkey Mafia P2. And then I'm going to go... Oh boy, third place is it's always the toughest one to pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Purple Squirrel. I think Purple Squirrel gets third place today. And before we, get back to this, Puff is requesting that we do a duet.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so here's the thing. So what would the song be? What would we sing? Because we got to make this work.
We'll decide that.
Chemistry,
we will decide that. We will decide that eventually.
Yes, we will decide that.
Okay, but yeah, let's go on to my predictions here. So... Personally, and from historical reference, I think Soy Loco and Bobby are a little... they're a little bit of bottles. We'll just put that out there. So I think Monkey Mafia will take the win, personally. Hopefully. So Monkey Mafia for his first podium of the season and his first win of the season, and his first win in his ZOR career. I believe he would have won it, or would that have been Night Monkey last season, who would have won Belgium. But... yeah, so Monkey Mafia, Mr. Raban, and Zyg for the podium. That's going to be my prediction. But yeah, let's get on to the race here. I think Private Jet has slotted into his final grid slot. But now, just waiting for the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights in the Netherlands. Lights out, and away we go. Looked like a pretty decent start from Soy Loco. Had a little bit of wheel spin, but had such a much better start than Bobby. But the 2 front runners are going to be clear up at the front of the field. I think that was Monkey Mafia into P2, or into P3 there, edging out GP Colin for that 3rd place. Mr. Ravan up to 4th place as well. So a pretty decent start for the Red Bull driver. Just trying to look back throughout the field, try to get on board with some a little bit side by side there. Through turn 3, yellow flag. That's going to be a McLaren. That's going to be a Humble Hippo on the hard compound tires. Does he have any wing damage? I can't really see. Yes, he does on the front right of the McLaren. So that's not what he would have wanted from his race so far. Right now, Soy Loco leads and is pulling away a comfortable margin. Bark School with a little bit of contact with Denmark. I think Denmark now has front wing damage on the front right of his Alpha Tower, turning in on the inside of the McLaren. Contact with RC, Denmark. And there was one more driver, and I think involved in that as well. That might have been Terminal Data in the Red Bull. There was a Red Bull off there at turn number 9. So unfortunate for those drivers to get caught up in that one, but now the timing has fixed itself right now. Soy Loco leading for Bobby, Monkey Mafia, Mr. Ravan, and GP and Zyg right now. Purple Score a little bit further back off the train, but trying to get back within DRS, and Bark School right on the tail of him as well.
terrible start for the McLarens. They are 14th and 15th. It looks like Fountain Maker and Private Jet have both made up 5 spots.
Barstool purple!
No!
Barstool off into the wall.
Wow.
He doesn't get any damage, I don't think, from that contact with the wall and with Purple Squirrel. There's a little bit of a racing incident between the two, but Barstool lucky to escape with his life. Denmark and Hightower into the pit lane to repair. That was quick from the Mercedes engineers to get into the pit lane there. But yeah, Hightower is going to be going on to a fresh set of mediums and to go with a new front wing. RC and Humble Hippo. RC's going on to mediums. Humble Hippo, I would assume, would be going on to mediums. I'm not exactly sure. Denmark as well on to a fresh set of medium tires. But now, as the timing reset itself, I thought Soyloco had maybe binned it. But yeah, he's going to be staying in the lead for the time being. But Bobby's going to be following him close in behind as well. But yeah, Barstool lucky to keep his life there. And now trying to challenge Purple Squirrel here into turn 10. Let's see what the Red Bull driver, or the Renault driver can do on the switchback. Not opening up the DRS because Codemaster is glitching. And now looking to the outside for turn 11, trying to break late, but not going to be able to get that position. I think he has to get past Purple Squirrel as quick as possible here, because right now he's losing so much time to the top 6.
Absolutely. Barstool got so lucky there to get away with that. It does look like he's going to try and make a move here in the turns 13 and 14. He's right there going to make his move to the left as Purple Squirrel in the pits. I believe he has wing damage.
Yeah, he did have a little bit of left end plate damage I did see there on his hat. So Purple Squirrel, your podium projection, not doing too well. But now Barstool has a race he has to come back from. Right now, Zyg, his championship leader in P6, leading the championship by 25 points. And will be extending that advantage by 2 points right now, to 27 points as it stands right now. GPCon a little bit in the grass there on the entry to turn 7 right now. So Local leading by 1.7 seconds. Bobby starting to pull away as well from Monkey Mafia. Purple Squirrel comes out of the pit lane on a set of medium tires just in front of Denmark. They're going into turn 2. Are they going to be going side by side in turn 3? Denmark up the inside of Purple Squirrel. The Alpha Tower and the House going side by side through turn 3, and Denmark will get that position. It looked like a little bit of a dive bomb, but Purple Squirrel gave him the space, gave him the position, and now they're going to be going in. Denmark's going to be going up into P11, just outside of the points here, 1 position out, and now has 17.1 seconds to close down on the top 10 to get world championship points for the time being. But right now, Soyloco going on to lap 3 here, leading by almost 2 seconds, is the Mercedes driver, looking for a pretty strong race. 113.1 was his lap time there. Bobby, 2 seconds behind. Monkey Mafia with the DRS, just barely within DRS range, but will gain that advantage. You have a yellow flag on the pit straight. I think that's a little bit of a ghost yellow flag. Barstool, 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Did he pick wing damage up in that incident with Purple? That'd be unfortunate for him, but now not Purple Squirrel, Terminal Day versus Private Jet. Terminal is going to be up into P8. Let's see what Barstool did. Yeah, Barstool got a new wing and got a fresh set of hard tires, so hopefully he might be able to make it to the rain and bring himself back into the race just because of strategy. But yeah, Bobby, Monkey Mafia, but Mr. Raban seems to be falling back quite a little bit. Right now, 1 second behind Monkey Mafia, barely within DRS range is he not. GP Collins staying with him, but Zyg also seems to be struggling for pace.
As we've seen, there's been a lot of aggressive moves, and we mentioned before, there's only a certain amount of spots on this track to overtake, so drivers have been very aggressive so far. We've had 6 people pit for wings, so in 4 laps, 6 people pitting, that's a lot. And as you mentioned, Soyloco is lights out right now.
Yeah, most definitely. Soyloco just running his own race, running at his own pace, and that pace seems to be pretty quick as Bobby on the gravel, in the grass, on the exit of turn 13, now down to through turn 14 and onto the pit straight. Monkey Mafia is going to be moving himself up into P2. As you mentioned, as we both mentioned, if you get a terrible exit out of the... Oh, Bobby and Monkey Mafia getting very, very close as we have a Mercedes spinner. That's going to be Hightower on a set of medium tires, but Bobby and Monkey Mafia going side by side through turn... Well, that's not turn 2. It should be turn 2, but they're going to be going side by side. Bobby's going to regain that position. Made a mistake out of turn 13, lost the position just for a little span of time, but regains that position through turn 2, and now will be up into P2 once again through this first sector here on lap 5. Is he going to be able to keep it? Monkey Mafia looks up the inside there of turn 7. We're not going to be able to send one up the inside. Not going to be able to make an attempt for that position. Right now, though, Bobby looks to be in a pretty good, decent position because it's very, very difficult to save ERS. Soyloco, as I said that, right now, 90% ERS. Bobby on 50s. Monkey Mafia around 27, and he's the lowest, I believe, out of the train here. So that's really unfortunate for him, as also GP Collin has made his way past Mr. Baban.
Absolutely. ERS is huge here. Like we said before, very few places to pass here. So when you do have the opportunity to get by somebody, you need to have that ERS to do it. And Soyloco, the fact that he's 3 seconds ahead and has 90% ERS is spectacular. And as we mentioned, Monkey Mafia already almost out of ERS.
Yeah, Monkey Mafia seems to be struggling with that battery, well, not deployment, recovery, and just using it. It seems a little bit too much to try and stick with Bobby, especially in those early laps. You can see Bobby seemed to have a little bit of a pace advantage, but now with the DRS, it's going to be difficult for the Renault driver to break that 1 second gap. I think Terminal Diddy and Fountain Maker going side by side into the first corner. The Red Bull looks up the inside. Fountain Maker will give him a huge amounts of space there and out the inside, but Fountain Maker will keep it around the outside. I do think Terminal Diddy has a little bit of wing damage, so that's possibly why. Now, Mr. Ravon right on the back of GP Con trying to regain this 4th position on GP, who made that move, I think, only last lap here. So, Red Bull driver, Mr. Ravon, right now, 70% ERS. GP Con is on around 30% in the Ferrari, changing his field mode there on the steering wheel, but Mr. Ravon doesn't get a good enough exit to challenge GP there into turn 11. But right now, GP, there's a little bit of a DRS train here. Bobby, Monkey Mafia, GP, Mr. Ravon, and Zag all in this train, and then 15, almost 16 seconds back is going to be Fountain Maker. He had to make a pit stop as well as Terminal Diddy and a private jet.
Yeah, it looks like this train heading through turns 13 and 14 right now. You saw how spread out they got there. Monkey Mafia got a great exit out of turn 13, was able to keep GP Colin behind him. So turn 13, the most crucial corner here, because if you don't get a good exit, it's going to be really hard to overtake that guy ahead of you.
Yeah, another crucial corner just for traction in general. Either turn 1, as Monkey Mafia has a little bit of a lockup there, into turn 3 has goes a little bit wide there. GP Cotton, well, yeah. Oh, wait, Mr. Ravon and GP Cotton. Mr. Ravon is right on the back of GP Cotton, heading through the S section up into turn 7. He looks up the inside, tries to make that move, but not going to be able to get that one done. GP loses a little bit of time, and now is already out of the DRS range. GP Cotton, as you can see, very, very low on ERS. You can see Mr. Ravon trying to gain as much time as possible, but has a huge lockup there into turn 9. That's not what he needed for his race to try and make that move. GP Con, is he going to have DRS? No, he's not going to have DRS off of Monkey Mafia, so Monkey Mafia is going to be able to pull away on this straight, this very short straight, but it's still a straight with DRS. Nonetheless, Mr. Ravon heading through turn 12 here is going to have to try and get a good exit because he's also almost out of DRS range as well, but will get within and doesn't use too much ERS. Right now, GP Con onto the back of Monkey Mafia, and he will have a DRS as the detection point is right after turn 13, so that will aid him in his defense against Mr. Ravon, who's not quite close enough. Zag, though, trying to make a move as well, but not going to be close enough. As I was talking before Mr. Ravon and GP Con decided to go at it through the first sector, to a few other corners that are crucial on traction, turn 1 and turn 3, because you want to get someone, especially if you're side by side with someone, you want to try and get a good exit out of turn 1 and try and use the defensive line, depending where you are on the track, through turn 2 as well, through turn 3, that entire first complex, you can battle another car. Turn 3, you want to try and get that good exit as Mr. Brabant did on the previous lap, so you can try and challenge someone through the S's, and through turn 7, especially if a good amount of ERS and someone is expecting it, you can just drain 20% through the S's there and possibly make a move there into turn 7, as Matthew Durden did actually on Monday night race.
Yeah, him and I had a great battle on Monday, and the thing with turn 3 too is that you got to make sure you're not too heavy with the throttle. As we saw with Humble Hippo in qualifying, you could bend the car, so turn 3 definitely a crucial corner as well, but it does look like this train is headed through turns 13 and 14. We haven't seen any overtaking really so far within this train. Monkey Mafia pretty close. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move.
Ooh, is he going to be close enough? He looks up the inside, uses quite a bit of ERS. Bobby will give him the room, though, just trying to be safe. He doesn't want to make any mistakes here, because the more time you lose to Soy Loco, this is the more time, the less amount of hope that you have for possibly chasing him down and getting a race victory at all. But right now, Soy Loco will lead this race. Bobby, 4.1 seconds. Soy Loco has been very steadily and very slowly pulling away, but still pulling away nonetheless. Monkey Mafia just following in behind Bobby there in third place. Has very, very low ERS, but still trying to make the move on Bobby. I think he just should try and sit in behind, try and save up a little bit of ERS if he can do so. GP Con, 4/10 back. Mr. Brabant, 6/10 back, as well as Zag a little bit further back. Just trying to stay out of that dirty air, trying to keep his tires in check, and trying to keep a good amount of ERS while staying within the ERS range. But right now, Bobby Tava will lead this train right now. It's going to be the fight for second place, because Soy Loco up in front of the field, absolutely flying.
Yeah, Soy Loco has been very fast, and One thing to keep in mind too, penalties aren't as frequent here, but when you're in a pack like this, you could definitely start to get aggressive, especially if you're not making overtakes happen. So you just got to stay patient, not get those penalties, because say you're Bobby up in second and you get a penalty, you could go all the way down to 6th or 7th at the end of the race.
Yeah, it'd be really unfortunate for him. Bobby going a little bit wide through turn 1. Monkey Mafia trying to get past, but not quite able to. As we mentioned, GP Colin had a pretty decent amount of ERS, but now he has drained that ERS. He's lost that advantage. Bobby getting a little bit of a poor exit out of turn 3 there. Monkey Mafia trying to challenge him through the S's, through 4, through 5, through 6, and now through 7. He's not going to be close enough. Is the Alpha driver to the Alpha Tower driver, but now you can see this train is all starting to bunch up because the top 2 are starting to battle. GP Colin getting involved a little bit as well. We have a spinner down the field. That's Fountain Maker from 7th place, and has not picked on wing damage though, but trying to get out of the way of the other drivers, just letting them pass there, just pass through there. He's going to be dropping well down the field, and not going to have the greatest of tire temps or tire wear there. Now on those medium tires, he's done 9 laps. He's gone from the beginning of the race on those tires. Yellow flag, virtual safety car. Bar school's out. Bar school's out.
Wow.
Championship protagonist is out of the race behind Zag by 7 or 25 points in this championship. That's absolutely huge for him. Zag right now P6. So Loco looks into the pit lane, who has 100% ERS. He's not going to be able to go there. Bobby, is he going to do anything about this? Is he going to pit? Bobby's in. Monkey Mafia in. GP calling in. Mr. Raban in. Zag has to pit with his teammate. He has to double stack the VSE. It's over. It was over so quick. Zag is going to lose so much time now because of this.
Oh my goodness!
And they both go on the hards. Monkey Mafia's on mediums, and so is Mr. Raban.
Yeah, this could help guys like Monkey Mafia, who are up in 3rd in points. Same with Bobby, with Zag and Barstool having troubles. But we just mentioned it earlier. Turn 3 is very difficult, and we saw Barstool lose it through there.
Yeah, right now. But but everyone came into the pit lane. They're going to get a little bit of time on Siloco, but Siloco still has a little bit left in those tires, it looks like, and he does have a quite big amount of ERS storage, so if he really wants to use that, he can, just to try and pull away, trying to create that gap that he would need just in case. Terminal Deity versus Denmark, through the S's, through 4, through 5, through 6. It's not going to be close enough to make that move. Is the Alpha Tower driver into turn 7, who just came out, or just in behind Zag there. Zag coming out on hard tires, as well as GP, as well as Bobby Tava. Denmark and Terminal Deity going side by side through turn 8. Ooh, that's a great move there from Denmark. He's going to be up inside of Terminal Deity, who I think has wing damage, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he does, on the front left end plate there for his Red Bull. The Alpha Tower is going to be up the inside on fresher mediums and with a fresher wing there. But Siloco, who's not going to be into the pit lane for a fresh set of hard tires, I think that's a smart decision there. Just cover off the guys behind, use a little bit of ERS, who's actually at 100% right now. But now go out into the lead of the race and just pull away once again and just wait for that rain to come. Bobby, and now fighting Monkey Mafia. Monkey Mafia, this is his opportunity to gain a little bit of back of ERS with the VSC, but not going to challenge him once again on the inside of turn 1. Bobby on the outside of turn 2 is going to keep that position there. The Renault will stay in 2nd place for the time being. Monkey Mafia, though, on the medium tires. If he wants to make the strategy work, he has to get past now and then start to pull away from Bobby and try and catch Soy Loco, especially if he wants to get to the rain period. He could maybe make it. I think he could maybe go to around, those medium tires can go around lap 20, 21 laps, I want to say. So he can, in theory, make it to the rain period, just depending when it comes. Private Jet has, ooh, is that Zag in the gravel? No, that's Mr. Raban into the gravel there in the Red Bull. That's a mistake that he really did not need in this race. Now being passed by Zag, who is held up in the pit lane, you have to remember, behind his teammate. He's going to be so far behind him, Mr. Raban, and now he's also on medium tires. They're going to be absolutely fried.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, looks like we have a Red Bull around.
Terminal
Deity. Yeah, but I think Monkey Mafia made the right decision going on those mediums, because as we mentioned before, there will be rain in the future, so I think it's just a matter of when the rain gets here. But Monkey Mafia being on those fresher tires, or at least faster tires, he needs to get by Bobby, and he's going to make his move.
Yeah, looking to the outside there. He's tried so many times on the inside line at turn 1. Bobby trying to keep it on the inside. He knows he can't let Monkey Mafia get away and get up the road from him and get out of DRS range. He cannot allow that to happen. He has to try and stick with Monkey Mafia. If Monkey Mafia can actually try and pull him towards Siloco, this can actually help the both of them and bring them out, bring both of themselves into this race, especially in the rain period. But you can see Monkey Mafia with the pace on those medium tires. He was just held up behind Bobby. Bobby has nothing he could do there. The only thing he could do was try and use his DRS to defend, but Monkey Mafia had less DRS, but had the DRS to his advantage to make that move. On lap number 13, he's going to be up into second place. Bobby now just has to try and stick with him if he can, if that's even possible there for Bobby. Any other close gaps throughout the field? RC and Purple Squirrel, who had contact, I do believe, on the first lap. No, I think that would have been RC and I can't exactly remember. Maybe Private Jet? I think, I'm not exactly sure. We have a spinner. Zyg! Into the gravel. Did he have contact with Denmark? It doesn't really matter now because Zyg is off into the gravel. Does he have wing damage? It doesn't quite look like it on the front of his Ferrari. No, he does not. Does Mr. Ravon have wing damage? No, he does not. So Zyg and Mr. Ravon now going to be close out on track. Monkey Mafia, fastest lap of the race, 112.9. Already trying to pull in Soy Loco once again. And now Bobby Tava, though, is trying to stick with him and is doing so for the time being. That's a ghosted car just came out of the pits just behind him. Gave me a little bit of a spook there. So Loco, Monkey Mafia, Bobby Tava. That's going to be the race for at the front of the field. But now Soy Loco, as we look at his ERS, Monkey Mafia set the fastest lap of the race. Now Soy Loco drained 40% ERS in what's the word?
You're struggling with these words today.
Yeah,
Packer.
I know. Big words is difficult. In response, there. That's the word.
There you go. Yeah. It's amazing, though, Packer, how many mistakes the front runners in the championship have made.
Is that Terminal Deity? I think it's Terminal Deity, yeah.
Yeah, but no, you have guys like Zyg and Bark School who have made mistakes today, and this is really their first chance at being at the front of the grid in the standings. Zyg was up there, but yeah, the pressure is on at this point. We're halfway through the season, championship battle is on, and it looks like the pressure has definitely been applied to some drivers.
Yeah, especially at Barkskull. He was thrust in this championship fight. He had to close down 25 points on his championship rival, who is Zyg, who is having a pretty difficult race. But Barkskull, his race not going to plan either, had a little bit of a mistake and put it into the wall, unfortunately for him. Right now on lap 15 of 36 here in the Netherlands, there will be a little bit of rain, as we were told by Bobby Tava, the weatherman. Has actually just been dropped from DRS, unfortunately for him. So now he does not have that DRS advantage to try and pull himself with Monkey Mafia, who's actually being dropped by Soy Loco, interestingly enough. So Monkey Mafia, even with those fresh mediums, just trying to secure second place. But Soy Loco still using a little bit of DRS, but not too much to be concerned about. Right now, he's leading the race by 6.6 seconds, as everybody in the top four have made their first and what should be... well, their first pit stop of the race. I'm not going to say only because of the rain at the end of this one. Any close gaps throughout the field right now? Zyg, Mr. Ravon, that gap is starting to open up since we last checked in on it. RC versus Purple Squirrel, that gap is still close as well. So right now, the McLaren on the back of Purple Squirrel, who you did predict for a possible podium, possible third place. Right now, 8th on the grid. Making a pit stop very, very early on for left end plate damage, I do believe, and not fighting with RC, who had a spin on lap 1.
Yeah, it's not over for guys like Purple Squirrel either. With that weather looming in the future, things could shake up definitely. It looks like the gaps are starting to spread out. Looks like things are going to be calm. RC is closing in on Purple Squirrel, though. Let's see if he makes this move.
Yeah, Purple Squirrel weaving all over the track, trying to break that slipstream. RC obviously had the DRS, but not enough momentum to make the move on Purple Squirrel. Purple went right, he went left, and he went to the middle of the circuit, so covering all the lanes possible that he needed to protect himself from RC. RC trying to get a cutback line, trying to get the better traction off of turn 3, which is one of those crucial corners, which I accidentally just switched to one of the Red Bulls by flicking my joystick. But yeah, RC on the back of Purple Squirrel, not quite close enough to make a move yet. You have to get a good exit off of turn 13 and turn 14 if he wants to have a chance at making that move past Purple, because Purple has pretty low ERS. Soy Loco sets fastest lap of the race on 112.8, only less than a tenth of a second faster than Monkey Mafia's, but it is still faster up at the front of the field. So yeah, Monkey Mafia, even with those medium tires, not able to compete with Soy Loco. All Soy Loco has to do is keep it on track and then make the right strategy call when it comes to the rain. And even if he does make the wrong strategy call, he has enough time of a buffer, I think, in order to keep that lead.
And I do notice Soy Loco has bumped it up a little bit. His ERS is now at 30%. Remember, he was really saving it before, so Soy Loco definitely giving it more of his potential here as RC is going to the outside.
Yeah, RC looking around the outside of turn 1. Up Purple score of the Haas driver. Purple squeeze him a little bit, but RC still there through the left-hander and now through the right-hander of turn 2. RC gets that move done around the outside of turn 2, around the outside of turn 1, around the outside of the second corner through turn 3 now. The Haas trying to fight it back. He has a little bit more ERS than the McLaren, trying to get in the slipstream through the S's through 6. Let's see what he can do. RC will squeeze him, pass him, and will shut the door on the front, on the nose of that Haas car, and Purple score will not be able to regain that position. Looks up the inside of turn 8 there, but that's not going to be an overtaking spot. RC up into P8 for the time being, now trying to make his way through the field, trying to get his way and try and pull away from Purple score. Right now 14 lap old medium tires. He's not going to really, I don't think, should be able to pull close on Mr. Baban, who has 5 lap old medium tires, even though he did have that spin. But yeah, RC going to be up into P8, and you're going to see how much time he's pulled away from Purple score there just after making that overtake.
And we do have RC fans in this league. A lot of people root for RC, so hopefully RC can get a good finish. And like you said, he's working his way up through the grid, and boy, he's really started to pull away from Purple Squirrel.
Yeah, most definitely. You already see him. Oh, sorry. 1.7 seconds, 1.6 seconds was the gap there, just in less than a lap that he pulled. So yeah, RC, he does most of the graphics. He does the standings, he does the rosters, he does the season calendars, he does all that stuff. They're pretty good graphics, I have to admit, doing the rest of the Twitter graphics. But yeah, RC, great guy all around, and now making his way, does Tier 2 and EU, just trying to make his way through the field now. But Purple Score trying to regress here on the back of the McLaren, pulling himself within DRS range once again. So now RC is going to have another thing to think about. He thought he might have dropped Purple Squirrel, but Purple Squirrel and the Haas starting to make a little bit of a comeback here on RC.
And it does look like Fountain Maker came into the pits, put on fresh, hard tires, so it looks like he's going to the end of the race here, and Monkey Mafia just lapping him right there. And yeah, Soy Loco really starting to spread that gap, even though he's on the hard tires compared to Monkey Mafia's medium tires.
Yeah, most definitely. But talking about medium tires right now, Denmark, P5, 16 lap old medium tires. Those mediums are going to be right towards the end of their life. Right now, 7.5 seconds is the gap to GP Colin up in front of him. I think he has terminal data to lap the car just in front of him out on track. But Zyg and Mr. Baban trying to follow him through. Right now, Zyg, 7 lap old medium tires. And also you can start to see it's maybe starting to cloud over a little bit here in the Netherlands.
I just want to confirm, I guess nobody roots for RC. I thought he was the fan favorite. The chat says otherwise, but yeah, I was about to say something about that. The weather is starting to look a lot more gray, and we still do have about half the race left. So even though Soy Loco, you know, Monkey Mafia, those guys are looking pretty set right now at the front, weather could really change things up, and some guys are more set than others for the rain if it does come.
Yeah, in terms of speaking about being more set, so Loco right now, 8.3 second gap for the lead. You can't really be more set than that up at the front of the field, especially leading the race and pulling away from someone who's on 1 lap older medium tires, who should be, in theory, closing you down. But yeah, showing his pace, flexing his pace here in the Netherlands right now. Monkey Mafia 8.5 seconds back. Bobby Tab at 2.7 back. GP even 5. Denmark 6.5. We have a
Bobby
yellow.
has crashed!
Bobby's out!
Oh my goodness!
Wait, no, he's not out, but he has had a crash.
Wow.
And this
That's
is what I was
huge.
talking about at the beginning of the race. I just want to say it. Rip Bobby. I'm sorry if I gave you a little bit of a commentator's curse as I almost fell out of my chair. But yeah, so Loco right now.
Hey, Packer, man, you've been having a bunch of different problems today.
I don't want to talk about it.
And you're cursing poor Bobby. Poor Bobby was having a great run, and looks like Mr. Bob's squeezing his way by. That was risky, but Bobby, man, he does have damage, so it looks like he's going to have to pit.
Yeah, really unfortunate there for Bobby. He shouldn't drop out of the points. He should go down towards around 9th place, I want to say, in between RC and Purple Squirrel. Maybe just in behind Purple Squirrel, but he'll be on a fresh set of tires, and he will come into the pit lane. But he should go onto softs here because the rain seems to be looming here in the Netherlands. So Loco, Monkey Mafia now going to be 1-2, and now have a comfortable gap. Well, the gap between Loco, Monkey Mafia, and then GP Colin is all around about the same there for the top 3. Denmark set 5.6 back as 5. Ooh, RC picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. That's not what he would have wanted. Yeah, Bobby goes on to softs. RC goes on to mediums, interestingly enough. There for him. But yeah, Zyg 1.3 back off the back of Denmark, who Zyg has done half the amount of laps Denmark has done, but just on a harder compound tire. Mr. Raban on 9-lap old medium tires. He's 2.5 seconds back, but purple score, as I mentioned, quite far off the back of that group. 17.9, almost 18 seconds there is the gap. But yeah, Bobby coming out 6.5 seconds behind purple score, but should have a pretty easy time, I think, of catching up the Haas there. But yeah, not really much else to talk about in this race. The two McLarens are fighting out on track. P10 and P9 and P10 on the cards for the two McLaren boys, it seems, right now. Humble Hoovo, 18-lap old medium tires. He really needs the rain to come now, like right now, if he wants to get off those tires and not have to pit again. But yeah, so he'll go up in the lead of the race, really showing what he can do here in Tier 2 when he has a clean race and can lead for pole position.
Absolutely, and keep an eye on the constructors too. We're taking a look at the top two, which are McLaren and Ferrari. Ferrari right now 3 and 5 in the race. McLaren 9th and 10th. So things could shake up there. Keep an eye on Red Bull too. They're only 5 points behind Ferrari in the constructor standing. So things could shake up after this race.
Yeah, most definitely. Right now, I think Ferrari's scoring 25, and Soy Loco by himself. There's a Mercedes off. That's Hightower. I almost got a mini heart attack there.
Me too.
That would have been really unfortunate. We have a yellow flag. Is that RC? RC's had a spin at turn 1. Was it contact with his teammate? Rain! Wait, is that Rain? Rain!
Yep.
Rain!
That is Rain. Rain!
Oh, RC off! How is he... What? How does he not have damage? Excuse me? Codemasters.
Oh, all the RC haters are going to be going ballistic. I don't know how he
RC just went straight into a Tech Pro barrier and did not get any damage.
Oh boy, you're gonna see riots in the streets.
I am rioting. How did he not get damage from that?
Oh man, the chaos of ZOR Tier 2. Yeah, I don't know. I saw that as well. I'm a little shocked by that, but like I said, RC definitely a polarizing figure, and should be
showing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did see Hightower spin before, and similar to you, I did for just a second. Got a little scared to a Soy Loco because Soy Loco, like I've said, he's been very close the last couple seasons to getting on the top step of the podium, and things just haven't worked out, whether it's been a penalty or a mistake. So hopefully things can work out, but like you said, the rain is here, and this is when things are going to get spicy.
Yeah, most definitely there. On that point. Right now, Soy Loco leads, but not going to be coming into the pit lane. Yeah, the rain definitely not hard enough to warrant a pit stop, but I'm sure the drivers who have been out on those medium tires for 20 laps, 20 plus laps now, as they're just coming towards the end of those laps. They're going to be hoping that they can pit very soon. Right now, Monkey Mafia in P2. GP Colin, though, has made his way up to P3. Right now, 14 seconds behind Monkey Mafia. Denmark just barely out of DRS range there. Zyg, though, is right on the back of the Apple Tower. He's going to be sending a move up into turn 1. Is he going to be going for it? On the inside. On the hard tires, I don't think it's actually going to be quite close enough, so a little bit of an over-exaggeration there as Bobby makes his move past Purple Squirrel up into P7 on the soft compound tires. I think some of these drivers might have to make a little bit of a gamble. Maybe Monkey Mafia, he doesn't have much to lose in behind, but he has a ton to gain up at the front of the field. Obviously not quite ready for intermediates here yet, but Monkey Mafia, I think, could take a pretty easy podium here if he can just keep it on track, as well as Soy Loco. Denmark just in behind GP Khan has now gotten within DRS range, as well as Zyg. So Denmark getting within DRS range to protect himself of Zyg, the two, but now he's going to be in a Ferrari sandwich there. Purple Squirrel into the pit lane and pits for softs. Oh. That's a little bit of a questionable decision, in my opinion, because some of the interiors are not too far away here at Zandvoort. But yeah, now as we go into the battle for P3, Denmark goes a little bit wide through turn 13. But still has a better exit than GP did. GP not going to have the DRS advantage. Denmark does, and so does Zyg. Denmark pulls out of the slipstream, but not going to be close enough to make a move. GP going all the way to the pit wall to defend his position. Zyg looking up the inside, though. At turn 1, I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. You can already see the rain starting to neutralize some of the advantages that these guys have.
Denmark is really impressing me right now. Remember, he's on those 22-lap old mediums. He's going to make a move on GP Colin, who is on 13-lap old hard tires. That was very close right there. But Denmark really gambled there, staying out on those old tires. And with this rain here, I think his gamble might pay off.
Yeah, it might just do so. But he's almost, I think he's right on the range of puncture range. He has to be right there. He has to be within that 75% or higher window on those medium tires. I think I got a puncture last season on 21, maybe 22 laps on the medium tires, maybe less. But yeah, he has to be close there, if not within that puncture window. But still doing a pretty decent job up in P4 for the time being. He's had decent races in the past as a reserve, if I'm remembering correctly, and having a pretty decent race for the time being. On for a possible top 5 here, if he can keep it on the track. But now Mr. Raban has gotten within this battle as well. So we have another 4+ car DRS train here in the Netherlands, but now it's going to be Zeig on the move, looking up to the inside of turn 1, brakes very, very late, almost a little bit of contact with Denmark there on the inside. Zeig sends it all the way up the inside, brakes very, very late, has a front and right lockup, but now will be up into 4th position. It's going to be the Ferraris 3, 4, and then the 2 Honda-powered cars, 5, 6, of Denmark and Mr. Raban. But now GP will just try and have to push, as well as Zeig, because they have the 2 freshest tires here out of these 4 cars. Obviously, Mr. Raban, the 14-lap old medium tires, so he might have a little bit of an advantage. But Zeig and GP, I think those hard tires are going to be better at this point in the race. But Denmark is going to be that gap, or that cork in the bottle, as to say, for Mr. Raban, if he wants to close in and possibly pass those Ferraris, if we even get to intermediate conditions here.
Yeah, and one thing with Mr. Baban in the Red Bull and those 2 Ferraris ahead of him is that they are very close in constructors. 5 points between those 2 teams, so it looks like the other Red Bull and Terminal Dady not going to get points. So Mr. Baban needs to do everything he can here to not only get by the Ferraris, but also first get by Denmark, who is right in front of him.
Yeah, right now, Denmark right on the edge of DRS range. I think he's still going to get it, but he's not going to have that much slipstream. And now, Mr. Raban into the... Oh, actually, Denmark into the pit lane. What is he going to pit for? Is he going to pit for inters? He kind of has to. No, he's going to pit for soft. So those tires are right in the end of puncture window, so he could not stay out for the rest of the race here. He needed the inters to come right away, and they did not. Zeig making the move past his teammate, so the 2 Ferraris switching positions there. GP going very, very slow in the exit of turn 3. What happened to GP?
I don't know, it looked like maybe he just got loose, but he went very slow there on corner exit. I thought he had a puncture at first, but it looks like
too.
He's gathered it back up, and it looks like he's okay.
I'm not exactly sure what happened there to GP, but now he's going to be in behind Mr. Raban, out of DRS range still, but Mr. Raban now going to be out of DRS range of Zeig, who is currently in P3. But now, so Loco still leads by 11.2 seconds. We haven't talked about him quite too much because he's been dominating. Well, he's been dominating almost this entire race. Monkey Mafia in a very, very solid P2, 11.3 seconds behind Soy Loco, and 16, almost 17 seconds in front of Zeig. The rain is still coming, but not strong enough quite yet. Zeig seemingly has a little bit more pace than Mr. Raban. Mr. Raban does. GB Khan and behind Mr. Raban can't quite stick with him, but Denmark, after making his pit stop from 5th position, comes out in 6th position. So he's already decent already, but he's going to be on the soft compound tires. He's going to have to try and push to get as much time back possible on GP Colin and the rest of that once train that he was a part of. Just waiting really for the rain to come here and waiting for the intermediate tires and see if that's going to change the strategy any.
Mr. Baban closing in a little bit on Zeig right here, a potential battle for the podium, and there's
really not
still a lot of racing left. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's just very interesting.
I think he's an AI.
I think he's still in the session, though. I didn't see a notification that he left or anything, but he is going very slow right now.
It looks like he's an AI.
It's just weird because it's not showing that he is.
Yeah.
This is very strange. Like you said, he's losing a ton of time. I mean, he's losing tenths by the second.
Yeah. He had a little bit of a snap there, so I'm not exactly sure.
I don't know.
Well, anyways, Denmark closing absolutely rapidly for the time being, and GPCon seems to be struggling quite a bit there. Seems to be struggling a lot more than his teammate and the Red Bull driver up in front of him. Denmark, 2.8 seconds off his personal best there, so obviously not going to be getting anywhere near close to fastest lap on those soft compound tires. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened to GP. Colin, I'm not exactly sure what happened to GP there, but it seems like he's back, maybe. Oh, he's still losing quite a bit of time. Maybe just not confident in these conditions. You can't see it's raining quite a lot. Fountain Maker's out of the race. Is this going to change? Please, safety car. VSC.
Virtual. Okay. Well,
it's Soy Loco could pit for softs here if he really wanted to.
I wouldn't take the risk.
He shouldn't though. Yeah.
I mean, you know as well as anybody else about pitting late in a race for softs, Packer. I mean,
I was lagging. But you know, Monkey Mafia could, as RC's in the pit lane and his Finite enters.
Oh,
Monkey Mafia stays out. Let's see what the rest of the drivers will do. VSC staying out a lot longer than it did last time. But yeah, so Loco right now 14 seconds out in the lead of the race. Monkey Mafia in second place by a solid 22 seconds to Zag. But yeah, they're getting right to the end of the tire life. Are those medium tire runners being Monkey Mafia and Mr. Raban? Zag is in, and so is Mr. Raban. Are they going to inters?
Maybe, yep. I believe...
Yep, Zag enters. Mr. Raban enters.
Okay.
GP's in. DRS enabled. GP Cullen gets a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane and is going to have to stop behind his teammate. So a little bit of his own medicine there from the last pit stop, from the last VSC. RC Hightower on the enters as well. GP Con taking a 5-second time penalty, but will be staying in P6 out on track, it looks like. Wheel spinning his way out of the pit lane is GP there. But now it's going to be Zag versus Mr. Raban for this one. And Denmark now re-promoted up into P3.
It should be very interesting as to what Soy Loco and Monkey Mafia do as Private Jet gets a penalty. But yeah, we only have a few laps left. We should see if they're going to pit as Private Jet has crashed. Final corner. Oh, and Humble Hippo is spun out. Right in front of Soy Loco. Oh, that was very close. Soy Loco dives in the pits, but he lost a ton of time right there.
I don't think he'll lose quite enough. Humble Hippo 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. I don't think Soy Loco will lose enough to really affect him. Monkey Mafia's in. Is Denmark going to be in on those soft tires? He'll lose quite a bit of time. He'll be behind Bobby, who is... Actually, no, he won't be behind Bobby because Bobby has to pit yet for the intermediate tires. It doesn't quite look like time, I don't think. Is someone going to gamble? Is Bobby closing?
I don't know. It's
Yellow flag,
Hightower's out.
VSC. Oh, that's at the final corner as well. What the...
Oh, man. And Denmark just came in the pits right now. So Denmark definitely got lucky there. With this VSC coming out, he's going to pit for the inners, obviously.
I think it... I'm not exactly sure. He might be in front of GP, actually, here. Yeah, he's going to be in front of GP quite comfortably as well. Bobby now finally pits off of his intermediates. Yeah, Terminal Data in Denmark come out. GP Colin, GP Colin gets a drive-through.
Oh, man.
Did Humble Hippo get one as well? No, no one else did. But Humble Hippo. GP Colin now has a 5-second time penalty and a drive-through. Humble Hippo has a 5-second. Private Jet, the only driver to get a 3-second time penalty. His DRS is finally disabled. And now also look up in the lead of the race. So that was a racing point off the track. On the only driver on drives right now is Private Jet on the medium tires right now, trying to get out of the way of the leaders. It is ghosting on, so he doesn't necessarily really have to move out of the way. But yeah, he's the only driver out on drives, and it's not the right decision for him. But Soy Loco going on to lap 32 here. Only 5 laps left to go here. Only 5 tours of the circuit that he has to make, leading by 15.3 seconds there. As we have a McLaren out of the well, having yellow flag. A lot of drivers spinning there at the final corner. That's Humble Hippo, who has made a mistake. I think Private Jet has gone off into the gravel once again. As you can see, gravel still not yet to be off his tires. Humble Hippo comes into the pit lane now. Have to serve that 5-second time penalty, and we'll have to go into inter. So throwing away his points chances here. Is there another incident? Yeah, Private Jet, I do believe.
That was... No, Zag just had a moment. That was a caution on the front straight.
Yeah, Zag has wing damage.
Oh my goodness.
He's missing the entirety of his right side of his wing.
So, here's the thing. that final corner, I talked about the banking before. The banking is so difficult in the rain, especially. So we've seen a ton of drivers have problems off that final corner, and you really just got to nurse it through there for the rest of the race, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, you can already see it's a little bit slippery, and there's going to be a lot of debris down there. Denmark closing in on Zag so very rapidly. So this actually, as we mentioned for Barskool, might not go too terribly because Zag now dropping well down the order here has been passed by Denmark, trying to keep it side by side into turn 9. Or into turn 10. That's not exactly what you want to be doing. But Zag is going to be passed. Well, I think he would be caught by GP Khan and Bobby Tava, who's right behind him. So that's going to be down to 7th place here. Depending on if GP and Bobby actually do catch Zag, the stricken Zag. But yeah, so yeah, GP, I think that's going to be down to 7th for Zag. So Zag only pulls out 6 points on Barkschool, who DNF'd and was the first non-finisher of this race. So I think that's going to be the gap up to 31 points. Still winnable in theory for Barkschool, as the racing point of Private Jet off the track once again. So yeah, still winnable for Barkschool, but we'll have to go on an absolute tear here in the final part of this season right now. So Loco still P1 as Zag picks up a 3-second time penalty, not helping his cause at all. But actually GP Collins still does have that drive-through. So that helps him anyways. That helps Zag anyways. Because GP will have to serve that drive-through. So yeah, so Loco up at the front of the race, leading by 14 seconds, starting to lose time to Monkey Mafia, but I'm sure he's just trying to keep it on the track there. Monkey Mafia, 13.8 seconds in behind and closing down. 10.8 seconds is the gap back to Mr. Raban, who's in 3rd place on for his, I believe, 2nd podium of the season. Denmark and P4, a really solid drive there for the AlphaTauri driver. Zag with that wing damage falling down through the order right now, 4.5 seconds behind Denmark and 14.8 seconds in front of his teammate, who's in P6, but has a drive-through yet to serve in this race. Bobby Taba right on the back of that rear wing of the Ferrari. RC 31.4 seconds behind Bobby in the McLaren after a few incidents, a few spins. You have a spinner, I think that's going to be Private Jet once again, down at, as he actually resets to track at turn 8 there, and has actually, I think, is, well, low on fuel, so he might actually be running out of fuel towards the end of this one. Purple Squirrel right now, P9, having a really unfortunate race for him. Unlucky, got into a few incidents. Turbo Day is the final point scorer right now in the Red Bull, P10, 32 seconds behind Purple Squirrel, not having the greatest of races. There is Terminal 80, but looking to pick up points here tonight. Humble Hippo P11 in Private Jet, who's had quite a few spins and still staying out on dry tires, P11, P12. So yeah, right now, so look, just heading into the final sector towards on lap 34, looking to take home his first race victory of the season.
Absolutely. I did see a comment by Doth in the chat, a Monaco 2019 reference. That was one of my favorite finishes. I know it was not one of yours, but I think that was probably one of the luckiest moments I've had in ZOR. So no, I'm glad you brought that up, though. But yeah, a couple laps left. Soy Loco in a pretty good spot right now, as well as Monkey Mafia to get a podium, which I think I predicted those guys on the podium.
Well, I predicted Monkey Mafia, at least for the race win, which didn't exactly come true. Did I predict Mr. Raban for a podium? I don't think so. I'm not exactly sure. But at least we didn't get a GP podium, so we don't have to duet, which is nice for our sanity.
Yep. Well, I think we got a little lucky there. We're going to have to find out what happened with GP Colin, but I agree, he was definitely going very slow at one point. So, yeah, luckily that duet's going to have to... whoa, Bobby in the wall! Turn 14 again!
Yeah, that's not really what you want to see. Another driver with wing damage. I think he'll be fine. Ooh, I think you should be able to stay in P7, but that's another driver that's not going to be catching Zag here. So Zag, actually, even with all that wing damage, it's still going to be P5, interestingly enough. So, yeah. Pretty decent race, actually, for Zag, considering the circumstances. Losing quite a bit of time to Denmark, but I'm sure you would have expected that one. Right now, Soy Loco, just about to come onto the final lap, has not put it into a wall, has not picked up a time penalty. It doesn't seem like he's made a mistake this entire race. Been leading from start to finish. Right now, let's ride on board with his final lap, and we can just get the last few comments from the race, so we don't have to do any interviews, and the stream won't go on that much longer.
Yeah, but I mean, if you take a look at the podium, these guys have been very consistent all day, haven't made mistakes, and that's why they're going to be on the podium. Soy Loco, Monkey Mafia, and Mr. Baban have all done a great job, even through all these conditions, all the aggressive moves that have been made. They've stayed calm, and they've done a very good job, and this is going to be a great points day for Soy Loco. He's right now P5 in points, but after today, he will bump up to P3.
Yeah, that's going to be a great haul of points for him. 25 points for him and for Mercedes, his teammate. Unfortunately, not finishing this race right now, just exiting turn 10. Would be activating the DRS, but not going to be doing that, considering it is raining. It's quite clearly raining, especially since these guys are on intermediate tires through turn 11 through turn 12, and just about to enter the final two corners to finish off the Netherlands Grand Prix here for Tier 2 on the Thursday evening for Zenith Online Racing. Round number 9. So Loco comes out of the final two corners and weaves across the line. He's going to be finishing this race in P1. Absolutely dominant there from Soy Loco. Wins by a solid 13 seconds or even more. Monkey Mafia, the next driver, predicted him for a podium, and on an absolute run here is the AlphaTauri driver. He's going to be moving himself up, and well, is he going to be third in the championship, or is he going to be fourth with Soy Loco?
He should be fourth.
Okay, well, yeah, moving, well, I think staying in the same spot. Barkskull moving, Bobby moving down, Soy Loco moving up. He's going to be staying fourth in the championship. Mr. Raban picks up his second podium of the season. A pretty decent day for the Red Bull driver. Denmark is going to be finishing P4 on a pretty decent comeback drive there, especially taking those medium tires. What a stint on the medium compound of tires. Zag and GP will finish P6 and P7. GP finishes, he did serve his drive-through, so yeah. Otherwise, he would have been disqualified. Bobby Tava just coming out of turn 14 right now. He's going to be finishing P7. RC, Purple Squirrel, Tournament of the Day is going to be the rest of the top 10. Humble Hippo will be finishing P11. And the rest of the drivers who did not finish were Private Jet, who ended up retiring. Hightower, if I was not leaning back in my chair, I could actually maybe see my screen, so I could look at the other two. I know the first DNF was Barstool. And the final one, who actually driver of the day, goes to Denmark 166. So a very good job from him there. But we can just get the official results here out on screen. And so Loco runs onto the podium, does a little bit of a dance to celebrate his first win of the season there. So Loco, Monkey Mafia 1-2 here tonight on a little bit of a run here. Bahrain, Russia, Bahrain, and Zandvoort for Monkey Mafia, Bahrain, and Russia for Soy Loco. I'm sure he's going to be very, very happy with that one, as well as Mr. Pravan, second podium this season for Red Bull. Pretty decent there for the Milton Keynes team. But now we can get on to the official results. Soy Loco wins from Monkey Mafia. Mr. Baban, followed by Denmark, Zag, and GP, the top 6. Bobby is RC, or Bobby with fastest lap on a 1:12.329. RC going to be P9, followed by Purple Squirrel and Terminal Deity. The rest of the top 10 there are going to be the drivers scoring points. Humble Hippo P11, Private Jet, who was 4 laps down by the end of the race, finishing P11 in P12. Hightower, Fountain Maker, and Barstool are going to be the non-finishers here tonight. Yeah. Great race from Soy Loco. Pretty decent race there for Monkey Mafia, and Mr. Vaughn found his way through the chaos.
Yeah, going back to your little chair thing, I believe, for everybody watching, there is a video out there of you falling out of your chair. Or at least we have the audio of it. We're going to have to find that and relive that.
I can find it right now.
Pretty entertaining.
Okay,
pretty entertaining.
Yes, let me go quick. Find that video right now. It is on my YouTube channel. Make sure to go subscribe to my YouTube channel, QVR Space Packer. If you would like to English, if you'd like to subscribe. More great English content there.
Subscribers, yes, everybody. He's been at 70 subscribers for like 10 months.
Yeah, I've been at 70 for the longest time. Okay, the video is how to properly cut a because that's the subject of conversation we were on at the time when I fell out of my chair. Kevin, also might as well get on track with inviting the drivers.
Yeah. Who cuts a cake like that? I mean, Jen, right? But it's still satisfying. sound good. What exactly happened there?
I fell backwards out of my chair. I was leaning on the back legs and I kind of just fell.
Oh, you bellend.
So
Daniel Hogard for you guys, everyone.
yes, but since I'm assuming in the future that GP Colin will get a podium, and since before we were talking about our duet,
No.
you know what you can't go wrong with, and Packer, I know you put a lot of effort in what you do. Frank Sinatra requires a lot of singing effort.
Okay, so is this what
I
we're gonna
think,
sing when GP gets his podium?
yep, we're gonna sing Frank Sinatra, I Did It My Way. That's what we're gonna sing.
Right now, or when GP gets a podium?
No, when he no, when
Okay,
he
okay,
gets a
okay, okay,
podium,
okay, okay.
because that's the
Okay.
bet that we have is that when
Okay.
he gets a
Yeah,
podium, we
yeah.
have to do a duet.
Yeah.
So nothing against GP Collins, but I'm really hoping that you DNF the rest of the season,
Yeah,
because I
but
would not
okay.
want to
Anyways,
sing
we
Frank
need
Sinatra.
to get interviews underway here. So yeah. Let's get those drivers in here. I'm sure they've been waiting entirely eagerly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, something like that. So let's get Soy Loco, Monkey Mafia, and Mr. Ravan into the chat. I'll get Monkey Mafia and Mr. Ravan if you want to get Soy Loco. I think Mr. Ravan actually might be in here already. Yeah, he already is. Okay, so let's add Monkey Mafia to the chat, and we can get this interviews underway.
Yep,
As I'm
finally
actually gonna
underway.
go grab my dinner real quick because it is on the table. So if you want to kick off interviews when the drivers do get in here, feel free. So yeah, I shall be back in probably like a minute.
Okay. Cool. Hello, hello. Doing good. How you doing? All right. So Packer is currently getting food, so whenever he gets back, we can begin. Um, yeah. Oh, and make sure your voices can be shared in the party settings. So you go to party settings, and then you go to chat audio, make sure that's prioritized. Make sure you go to allow your voice to be shared and allow that. And then go to party voice chat connection and just make sure that's on automatic.
Voice allow. Perfect.
Okay.
Done.
Yep, and just everyone else make sure that you're doing that as well. Packer is back, so
Oh yes.
Packer, whenever you're ready, we can begin this.
Yes, I am back with my chicken Alfredo, my salad, and my breadsticks.
Ooh, Italian dinner.
Yeah, Olive Garden. It's just better.
Is it very salty?
I haven't had Olive Garden in a while. Well, the breadsticks, they're just great. Anyways, okay, let's get on with interviews so I can eat that. So Loco. I
Yeah.
believe this is your second podium of the season, first race win, and second in a row, if I'm not mistaken. How's it feel?
Yeah.
You're on a little bit of a run, and I believe, if Camden's math is correct, I'm not going to claim that as my own. You're third in the championship.
Yeah. No. Feel a little bit of vindication from last week because I got pole, but couldn't convert to the win because Hayden at that point, pulled a really good strategy call on me. So, congrats to him. But grabbing pole and winning convincingly is always nice. But this is always a track that I, to be very truthful, enjoyed from the moment it got released in the game. I just something about it. I had a knack around the track, and um, I just really really enjoyed it, and I think it showed. So yeah.
Absolutely. Soy Loco, nice job, man. I know you've been close the last couple of seasons in getting on the top step of the podium. So what does it mean to kind of finally get on that top step of the podium?
It's good to just get that monkey off your back, I guess, at that point, and you can really try to put a charge on to getting closer to the top of the championship standings. Obviously, putting a season together is always very hard to keep it consistent, but once you get one under your belt, it becomes a little bit easier. So hopefully, this is a run of things to come.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm not sure if you meant that as a little bit of a pun, a monkey on your back, but anyways, we will move on to Monkey Mafia. P2 in this race, you've been on a little bit of run of form, I believe either 5th or 6th in Russia, I think 3rd or 4th in Bahrain, and now 2nd place. So, what's the deal? Why have you been so consistent so recently?
Hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
There we go.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you there.
Just trying to be consistent. That's really what I've been shooting for. Qualified on the mediums. That's ultimately what I wanted to start on, but there was just no way I wanted to start midfield at Zandvoort. So
Absolutely. So you've had a pretty good week. You went from 8th to tied for 3rd in the standings. A lot of that had to do with some guys going up to Tier 1, but since the competition has kind of changed up in the past week, how are you feeling about the rest of the season?
I just want to stay consistent with what I've been doing. Finishing races, not having penalties. That always seems to be a good one. I consistently I had my best finish 2 weeks ago in Russia, and 6th. Then went 4th last week, and so now the 2nd's nice to have.
Yeah, most definitely. Now we will move on to the 3rd place finisher, Mr. Baban. Pretty decent day for you. 2nd podium of the season as well to complement that. And picked up a few decent points there for Red Bull in Sam M's absence into Tier 1. So how are you feeling after 3rd place here in Zandvoort? And what was it like having your teammate move up to Tier 1?
I mean, how do you say this? I think I only got the podium because of those guys moving to Tier 1. Of course, I congratulate Sam and Scavney and Hayden on the move. But yeah, pretty good race apart from the spin. And it feels good to pick up some points for the team.
Absolutely, Mr. Baban, great drive, man. And speaking of team, your team, Red Bull, is in a pretty close battle with Ferrari and McLaren. So how are you feeling about your chances in the team points?
If we can stay consistent and both drivers make our part, I know we will, and I think we have pretty good chances to secure a good spot for the team.
Yeah, right now 3rd. I believe I'm not exactly sure if he'll move past Ferrari, but it'll be definitely very, very close. Um, with the Scarlet team. But yeah, that was your interviews from the top 3 drivers in this race. So, local Monkey Mafia, Mr. Bavan, as always, thank you for joining the commentary booth, and some of you for the first time. Great to hear your voices and get involved here at ZOR. But yeah, that was round 9 from the Netherlands here at Circuit Zandvoort. All 14 corners, all 36 laps have been completed here for these guys. Can't wait for the next week, which I think will be in Australia. If I'm not mistaken, for round number 10. So go check that out. Same time as per usual, 8 p.m. Eastern on Mondays and Mondays and Thursdays for Tier 1 and through Tier 2. And then on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern, it's going to be rounding off the week of round number 9 for the Netherlands in the EU tier. Interesting championship battle there. So don't miss that one on Sunday. But anyways, that's been all from myself and from Cannon. Have a good night.